Hello and welcome, dear viewers, to this brand new episode of your show, The Untold. My name is Daj Al-Hoteri and I'm here with Fatma Al-Awadi. How are we doing today?
We're doing great. Thank you very much, Daj. Today we have an interesting guest. Actually, he is one of the young men who inspire us in his field of mechanical engineering and also rocket science and rocket building. We have engineer Naser Ashkanani, and he will tell us all about how he launched not one, not two, but three rockets. We're very proud of engineer Naser, and we want to know more about his journey.
Can't wait to know more about him. So stay with us, dear viewers. We will take this break and then get back with Naser Ashkanani.
Hello, everyone, and we are here with Mr. Naser Ashkanani. How are you?
I'm great. Really pleased to be here in the Untold Story podcast.
We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Tell us first, just a quick brief about your background. We know you're an engineer. We know you worked with NASA, but just tell us for our dear viewers.
Yeah, so I'm a mechanical engineer, graduate from Kuwait University, and I work on rockets and space-related activities. Now 6 years in this path.
MashaAllah.
Oh, sweet. All right, so
He said rocket, and I was like, yay,
something
let's
new,
talk. Yes.
all right, with that said, we have to, wish you the best in this field, first of all. And congratulations, by the way, for the successful launch of Ambition 1, right?
Yes, it's the first rocket, actually.
First rocket. So
Mashallah.
basically, tell us about it.
So basically, the project started 5 years ago, and the idea was to launch a rocket to space and eject Kuwait's flag in space as an achievement for the Kuwaiti youth and the first steps of Kuwait towards space. It was a solid propellant-based rocket. And the idea of it was to learn and gain experience in building rockets. So it was around 2 meters and reached an altitude of 1,380 meters.
Wow.
And it was really exciting. That moment was really special.
How did you feel when it, come to life? That
Yeah, so imagine
effort and hard work.
3 years in this project working on different rockets. We started off with liquid-based propellant. So the fuel of the rocket is in liquid form. And then we switched to solid-based. It was like months and months of analysis, design, and testing the components. So when you work really hard for a long time and then in just 1 second and 1 moment everything is tested, it's just an exciting moment that tests your limit. I can say it's like the best moment of my life.
Nice. That's very nice.
It is, and he's describing it, and we're with him there. What about the key objectives of the mission, Ambition 1? Did you achieve the key objectives? How?
So I can say like it was a 80% success. The objectives were first to launch the rocket, test the engine, and reach the specified altitude. We did all of that. So we were aiming for 1.5 kilometers. So we reached 1,380. It was near what's expected. But we weren't able to recover the rocket with the parachutes. So it was falling in free fall and crashed. But we recovered the data and the cameras.
Okay.
So the rocket, while it was falling, it was subjected to a lot of drag. And it slowed down to a speed where it didn't destroy the camera. So that was
So
nice.
good news and bad news.
Yes, it was the first rocket, so we expected something to go wrong or didn't go perfectly, but it was nice.
At least you tried. Right?
Yes. Did it hit the impact moment upon entry, or how did it? Like, why did it? And the debris, where is it?
Okay, so before launching any rocket, we have to go ahead and have a thorough safety analysis document that would give you a prediction of like 95% of the place where the rocket will fall down to. So basically, you randomize the weather and the wind speeds up to your expected altitude. So you will get a trajectory map. So you overlay it on Google Maps, and there will be a radius of the possible locations of the rocket. So that's our recovery zone. It's a circle of a specific radius. So we expected it to fall in a specific place of a circle.
Around this radius.
Yes,
Okay, yes.
around that radius. So on top of that, we add a safety clear zone, which is bigger than the place where the rocket will fall. So there were not any debris. The rocket basically ran out of fuel, and the parachute did not open. So it was falling without fuel.
When it comes to challenges, there must be some challenges during the the creation of the Ambition 1.
Yeah.
At least. So what were the challenges?
So basically, the first challenge for the start of the project was actually to get permission to do this in Kuwait. So this is something new, never been done before. So there is no like set regulations or rules on how to get permission to fly
rockets,
build them. So it was a process of going there in society and talking about the project and making people believe in the importance of it, and then to actually get the permissions. So that was the hardest thing, and luckily we presented to the Ministry of Defense a thorough presentation, and they were really pleased to support scientific.
Were they shocked? Because this is like, it's not common, right?
They were shocked. Someone like that is coming and proposing such idea, but they were really excited. Because it is like in their field, right? They test rockets and they do all that.
Yeah.
So they were excited about that, and they want to support the youth and scientific endeavors in that area. So thankfully we got the permission, and the next hurdle would be like the place to work, right? You need a workshop, you need funding. And my friend in the project, Engineer Sulaiman Faid, let us use his place, his garage. It was a car garage. Then we transformed it to a headquarters for the team. Nice. And we were able to build our prototypes and rockets. And these were the most challenges we had.
Yeah, because when you were saying, who do we contact? And then I was like, who? You can't just go to, I'm sorry, Khidmat al-Muwatin or Ta'mina. I want to build a rocket and I'm going to launch it. Of course, it has to be the Ministry of Defense, but who do you actually talk to in there? And how do you get the message across that it's a scientific research thing? And speaking of scientific, how does the success of Ambition 1 serve or pave the way for KSR's future projects and goals? And can you please tell us about the other rockets?
Okay, so as I said, the rockets are built by iteration so we can gain experience. The end goal of the project is to reach space and to eject Kuwait's flag in space so we can take a photograph of the flag with Earth in the background. So we cannot go ahead and just build a space rocket at the beginning. It would increase the probability of failure.
Yes.
So we have to build by iteration, get the parachute recovery good, check our engines and performance, and then build upon that to gain experience. So it was a point where we learned how to recover the rocket. And after the launch of Ambition 1, we went ahead with the Pioneer. So Pioneer used the same engine actually as Ambition 1, but it was improved in their recovery aspect. Okay. So we were able to recover the rocket perfectly with no damage on the structure.
Oh, and, excellent.
Yeah. So that was Pioneer. And Pioneer was actually my graduation project in Kuwait University, where I got the first place on all engineering projects.
Well, we're very proud of you, Naser, for all this achievement, and we can't wait to see what's more. I know we're not done with the interview. I just want to tell him this.
Well, thank you, Fatma. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And also talking about Ambition 2. Why did you name it Ambition 2, actually?
So it was the Ambition rocket family that I want to go with Ambition 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And to the final ambition, which would be the Kuwait space rocket. I might call it the Kuwait space rocket. I don't know, because that's the name of the team. But it is something ambitious. People shy away from such ideas that it's impossible. And I just want to show through my journey and experience that it isn't. You know, you can achieve whatever you set out to achieve.
All right. So KSR aims to launch the first Arabian rocket to space. Now, can you share more about the ambitious goal and the steps needed actually to achieve this goal?
Yep, I think it's very important for us in the Arab world and in Kuwait to increase our activities in space-related fields and technology. It would raise our nation to higher grounds of achievements and technology building and capability. So I had that idea like 5 years ago. This achievement would not only be that we reach space, it would ignite the passion in youth and in any person in Kuwait that my country did that. You know, you would feel very attached to such a huge achievement. You would talk to whoever colleagues you have or friends that we did that in Kuwait. So I believe it's important to do such goal. And other than that, I saw a need in the MENA region market for access to space. So after the hopeful completion of the KSR set objective of reaching space, the idea is to actually build a launch service provider as a business, a company that would give services
In the Middle East.
in the Middle East that would transport payloads such as experiments, some research ideas or technology to be tested in space. We can see a lot of actual projects and activities, not only in in Kuwait, but actually in the Arab world as a whole, in the space activities.
Yes.
So for any spacefaring country, there needs to be a way to access space. We can build technology and do all that really good stuff, but in the end, we're outsourcing to other countries like the States and India, China. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to be independent, I believe, and to accelerate yourself in such fields, you should have your own launch service provider. I saw the opportunity, and that's why I chose to do this project.
And speaking on that topic, is it possible that we get the best team of mechanical engineers and we create our own, base for that? And is it also possible for any mechanical engineer to be a rocket science expert or rocket builder or
So the closest major in Kuwait to aerospace engineering is actually mechanical engineering. It offers courses that are relevant in building rockets, such as the design courses, the strength of materials, heat transfer, thermodynamics, computational fluid dynamics, and some actually elective courses that you can take in propulsion in Kuwait University. The amount of detail and complexity in these subjects in Kuwait University would allow you actually to go in these fields, and especially rocket science and aerospace. So if there's anybody watching right now and interested in that field, I would definitely recommend mechanical engineering. And yes, we can have a great team in Kuwait, and it's not about really your major and what's your degree. It's about the amount of experience you have in this project. So we can get any person who isn't even an engineer, but can understand what's going on in machinery and in building rockets over the years. He would be able to be a good addition to the team.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay. Yeah, that's very good actually. So let's take this quick break, dear viewers, and then we get back to you.
Welcome back, everyone. We are still here with Mr. Naser Ashkanani. Naser, I want to ask you, you've collaborated with NASA on the soil moisture research. Now, how has that experience influenced your work with KSR? And also, adding to that question, because it's about soil moisture, does it also affect or benefit Kuwait?
Okay, so this project was actually a collaboration between NASA and Dr. Khalid Jassar's team at Kuwait University. It was the first year in my education, Kuwait University, and I had that amazing opportunity. So thanks to Dr. Al Jassab. It it was actually something that sparked passion in me. That I'm actually working in some place where I saw them as leaders and role models. So it ignited my passion to do even more. We used to go to the desert and collect samples in a you can say logical manner, how to use them. There are like specific rules how to get the sample, how to weigh it out, and how to write down the data. So then you would see if the satellite was taking similar values or it was off. It was like calibrating the satellite.
Okay.
There are a couple of stations in the world, and Kuwait is one of them. So it helped me a lot actually to even do more and apply similar methodologies in working on the Kuwait space rocket. So definitely yes, it did help.
Nice. All right, Nasser. So, your commitment to environmental stewardship took you actually on a trip to Antarctica, right? Isn't
Yes,
that expedition?
that's right. Yeah.
So, how did that shape your view towards the climate change? And
Yeah.
tell us about the experience.
The experience was amazing, and you can see there are a lot of changes right now, and even like 5 years ago in the environment, temperatures are rising and getting higher each year. And since a young age, I had that passion of going to Antarctica, exploring it. And one day I had the opportunity to actually go there in an expedition with Sir Robert Swan. He is a activist in climate change and a very prominent figure in the field. I went there, and scientists gave us daily lectures about climate change. There are like biologists, microbiologists, all explaining the effects of global warming in their specific field. So I got an overview of what's happening in the globe, and I felt a responsibility actually that I have to do something. I've learned, I've seen, and now I have to apply this in my future projects. And you can see that my graduation project actually, it was a rocket, but it had a experiment to retrieve air samples from the upper atmosphere.
Okay.
This is a phenomena that happens in the upper atmosphere, where you can see the warming of the layers are also affected all the way up to like 50 and 60 kilometers in the stratosphere. So it was something that I include in my projects and will keep doing so in the future.
That's interesting. But forgive me for saying this, but do you have any controversial opinions sometimes? Because you're building rockets. Rockets need a lot of energy. They emit a lot of gas. They emit a lot of, debris. Also, you're talking about sustainability at the same time, and the climate change. I'm looking at you and I'm saying this is an aspiring young man who wants to change. And then at the same time, how are you going to build a rocket that is going to help?
Yes, definitely.
So do you have sometimes do people talk to you about these two
They do.
points? Yeah.
They do. Like definitely, rockets. They work on chemical propulsion, and it does emit gas and harmful residue from actually burning that fuel, right? But if we see the entire planet as a whole and the amount of gases emitted, greenhouse gases emitted from cars, from factories, and from all the different activities in the industry, rocket launch are a small fraction of what's happening in the entire industry. And you're gaining more than you're affecting. So if I can gather important data,
Like the samples you were
the
talking
samples,
about.
right?
Yes,
So we can gather important data from the upper atmosphere and all the layers of the atmosphere. This would inform scientists in the future on how to tackle global warming as a whole in the world, right? Like you can drive a car every day and emit gases that would like badly affect the environment without gaining any data. What we're doing is that we are having something beneficial. And of course, in the future, rocket propulsion will be more green and environmental, but we have to do it with what we have right now.
He talked about the cars, being emitting gas, and especially with the V8 rockets that you and I have, right? Yes. Yeah, because V8
You're
engine does
increasing the
not help the
pollution.
environment. No, I felt embarrassed a little when
That's
he
why I
was
was
looking at
silent.
me and saying the cars. I'm like, he knows.
You gotta switch to Teslas or some electric cars.
Yes, yes, we should.
Yeah.
All right. So, as someone recognized with the first place award at Kuwait University Engineering Design Expo, how has your academic background contributed to your current success?
So definitely, yes. The courses I've took in Kuwait University Mechanical Engineering allowed me to do the analysis required on the rockets to design and develop the sounding rockets we're building. Like for simple things. So imagine you have a rocket nozzle, it's the bottom part of the rocket, and you want to build it in a way that it doesn't melt from the high temperatures of combustion. You would need to machine it in a way that the thickness would lessen the heat transfer on the material. So the temperature would not rise very fast and the material can sustain the high temperatures. So you do that by your use of thermodynamics and heat transfer. Then it would allow you to build a rocket nozzle that can be able to withstand such high temperatures. So this is just one example, but the whole rocket is based on the equations and laws of mechanical engineering.
Now, also, Nasser, we have a metropolitan city and an urbanized section in Kuwait, and we also have the vast desert. And if you're talking about the Arab countries, we also have many, I want to say, many spaces or a very good amount of space to launch rockets, to launch these experiences. Do you see that in the future? Do you see the future of rocket and space science in Kuwait and the Middle East?
Oh, definitely.
How do you do that?
I think the upcoming era in Kuwait and the path that we're going in the government right now is and will promote science and technology and space. So for places to launch, what is happening right now is that we are launching in the military bases of Kuwait.
Okay.
We take a specific date and submit these safety plans and then take the clearance to do so with the launch. In the future, hopefully, and looking, say, 5 years from now, to actually set up a company, it would need to be somewhere near the ocean to allow for a better trajectory for the rocket and minimize, say, any casualties or just make it more safer. There is currently a spaceport that's being built in Oman,
Okay.
in the Duqm area, if I'm saying
right.
it right. It's called the Atlaq Launch Complex. And I've talked to the guys there. They're interested, and I'm interested in what they're doing. And hopefully we can set up something there in the future. So it's a great area. It's near the equator. And it would be set up to be a place for actually launching rockets. So just me thinking in the future, I think we would have a place to launch these rockets and to accelerate the technologies and experimentation in the Arab world. And hopefully one day we have the Arabian Space Agency that,
Yeah, why not?
have
Yes.
all the countries together, like the European Space Agency.
Yes.
So just imagine the Arabian Space Agency.
Yeah.
Like kids and students will be very, very passionate to study these tech and science
Yeah, because it's
skills.
going to be available for us. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I imagine and think about the future.
Yeah, and then going down in history and saying one of the pioneers was engineer Naser Ashkanani. He was the one to imagine.
Yes.
You know, you could actually do that. And when you mentioned Oman having that launch point, also, is it a collaborative one? Because I believe the GCC are one, unity. So can we actually collaborate from Kuwait to Oman? Can you do that?
Oh,
Or
definitely.
do
So
we
if,
have to have our own.
So you can. It's the Gulf countries work together on various projects, and it's one of their goals actually to include the Arab countries and to accelerate technology. Right. It's also backed by the Omani government, and hopefully, like one day, if I get an investor to actually start up a launch service provider, I can have it set up in Oman. I mean, this is the
Inshallah,
dream.
yes.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. All right. So, what advice would you give to the young engineers or entrepreneurs who aspire to work in the space industry?
really ignore the naysayers and believe in yourself. Don't worry about the negative comments or that you're a dreamer or like live in reality. It's rockets. This is what I used to get, right? People that didn't believe in the beginning about this idea or project, but now we've built 5 rockets.
Yeah, look at you now.
Yes,
Right,
yeah.
so-
Look at Naser now.
So
It's-
imagine like if I said, yeah, it's, I mean, even like from people who are professionals, I used to get some like negative comments, but I just believed very strongly in the vision I had, and I had role models. So Elon Musk was one of the role models and the amazing things he's doing at SpaceX. I believe that you should have a really good role model.
Yes.
Believe in yourself and be determined. It can be slow sometimes, but see the vision, and one day you reach it.
Eventually, you will
You know,
reach
we
your-
need very strong and tough people like Mr. Nasser here, because I don't blame them when they don't believe in you. It's not because you're not capable. It's because this has never been done before.
Yes.
And this is why it's shocking to them. It's like going back to the Wright brothers when they tried to fly. You know, oh my God, we're going to fly. Are you kidding me? Stay here. You're not going to do that. So they did not believe the idea, not because the brothers couldn't do it, not
Yeah.
because Nasser cannot do it. It's because it was too grand for them
Exactly.
to accept. Yeah.
I totally understand
Yes.
that. You know, anything you will get some pushback. You will get
Yes,
some
of course.
negativity.
But we're very happy that you didn't give up. You
Oh,
know,
no.
we're very happy that you've moved on and tried to.
it is a lifelong goal. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing. You know, I never give up, and hopefully one day we'll reach space. And I wish that everyone in Kuwait can do similar things and build amazing projects.
Yes.
Inshallah.
And speaking of projects, actually, what are your upcoming projects at KSR?
Okay, so the upcoming rocket is Ambition 3. Hopefully, we're planning to break the world record of sugar-based solid propellants. The current world record is around 12.7 kilometers.
Okay.
So the idea is to launch it to 20 kilometers and have it set by Guinness.
I'm sorry, can you explain sugar-based?
So there are various type of fuels. You know, fuel is a substance
Yes.
with a carbon base and that you can burn and produce energy. Sugars are also a fuel
Fuel,
source,
yes,
right?
yeah.
So you just need an oxidizer and a fuel to have combustion and to burn it, right? So for sugar-based, actual sucrose that you eat, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and this
In the rocket instead of.
this is the fuel that we've used in all the rockets.
Wow.
Yeah, we're developing a new kind of fuel, more efficient. But the basic one, first to learn, make it easy, is the sugar-based fuel. So the world record is 12.7 kilometers.
So we're trying to go for
20. Well, hopefully, you know, we're planning for 20. But if it's less than 20, still we're breaking the world record.
Okay.
And we try to get it by Guinness. And what's special about the upcoming launch is the altitude where the rocket will go will allow you to see the curvature of Earth. So for any flat earthers out there.
I was just going to say that. Tell them. Yes.
Yeah, so flat earthers, if you believe in flat earth theory, I'm going to put a normal camera and we're going to see the curvature of Earth.
All right, so Nasser, what legacy do you hope to leave behind through your work?
That I made the change, that I impacted my society to do better, and I inspired people. You know, that my existence here on Earth in this country was something positive, beneficial, and hopefully I can ignite passion in the upcoming young generation to give more to their countries and to give their best to humanity. I mean, that's my legacy.
I think you already did that, especially to us, Dej and I. When I
Yes.
first saw this, episode for this guest, engineer Naser Ashkanani, I started looking at the rockets and all of that. I do not know about anything about any, aerophysics, these mechanical engineering, and I'm very bad at engineering and math. So I thought
It makes both of
maybe I thought I was going to be lost in this episode. I thought I was not going to engage a lot. But the way you explained it to us, it was very simple, and also it was very inspiring. So we want to thank you for this interview. It was really precious.
I really thank you for the opportunity. I was really happy to talk to you today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, so dear viewers, we will take this quick break before we wrap the episode. Stay with us.
Thank you very much for tuning in. This was an impressive interview, and the way Engineer Naser Ashkanani was giving us the real life examples on how to build rockets, what happened, and the way he was telling us the rocket reached this height. And even though I don't understand anything about rocket science, I was like, "Yes, Naser, you're
Yes,
doing
good
great."
luck.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. Yeah,
You
we
got
were
a bright
cheering on
future
him.
ahead.
Yes.
Well, yes, definitely. It was very nice and interesting, and we wish him the best of luck. And yes, we hope that you, dear viewers, enjoyed this episode because it was amazing. So that was it. Stay safe, dear viewers, and we hope to see you again in the next one.